Hancock, universally or mixed ratings. I watch on Netflix. Will Smith, Charlize Theron, Jason Bateman, Michael Mann. Tom Lennon, Johnny Galecki. It's good. It's kind of like The Boys in its portrayal of superheroes. Hancock is just very lazy, and a drunk, and I actually got interested in the movie through The Boys because someone made a video. I think it might have been Savage Books. And he compared the two in his video. It's like, right, I gotta watch Hancock now. Even though at the time I'd only seen an episode or two of The Boys. Maybe, if that. This might have actually been before I'd seen any of it. Anyway. I was really excited for the day because, yesterday Doctor Who came back first time in over a year, except for when I was watching the classic show and shit like that. Well, I say that in past tense, but I'm still watching it. I've only just started season 2 because the first 6 seasons are 40 episodes a season. So I was excited for that. I was going to watch it today. And I was like, oh, Black Friday. I'll get a Domino's as well. I got the Domino's. But I think getting the Black Friday deal actually made it more expensive than it would have been if I didn't. But whatever. I got a Meteor pizza. Excuse my stomach. A fries and nuggets combo and Chinny Dippers. The Chinny Dippers were amazing, except for the fact that the icing was leaking everywhere. Got on my phone, on my trousers, on my sock, on my, I already said phone, just everywhere. The nuggets aren't the best, but they did grow me a bit, and the chips were, They didn't like any of the sauces. And I brought cookie dough up with me to make. I put it in, 170 for 10 minutes. And then I opened the oven door and just sort of let it sit on the door till it hardened. Came back in, and it hadn't got hard at all. And there was a fly surrounding it, and I thought, right, I'm just gonna put it on a plate and keep it in my hand. But it just didn't harden. So I thought, right, I'll put it back in and keep it on for another 10 minutes. Maybe I didn't cook it enough or something. I took it out and I went to go home, and it dropped. So I'm left with basically nothing. And I was calm the entire day up to that point, and then I was shouting and cursing a lot, as I should. That is my fucking right. Like, all the effort, all the bullshit I went through, just for that. He's like, no, stop that cursing! As if I don't deserve it. And then the episode of Doctor Who itself was okay. Like, they announced, even before Jodie regenerated, that David would come back. They had photos. We had David, Catherine Tate's coming back, Bernard Cribbins is coming back. Then there's just some black trans woman. And I was like, this is Rose Tyler. And then Russell T Davies came out and said, yeah, I'm the showrunner now. This will make sense when you watch the episode. You see the episode, it's not fucking Rose Tyler. The character's name is actually Rose Noble. It is Donna's son. And it's it's just a fake out. There's probably like an official term for it where they'll put a fucking lie in to get people interested. Like I'm pretty sure they specified that it was Rose Tyler, and even if they didn't say Rose Tyler, even if they just said Rose, that still comes with connotations. And they know it comes with connotations because when David hears Rose, he thinks, oh shit, it's Rose Tyler. So, I was thinking that what was going to happen was that the timeline got fucked up. Rose's mum slept with someone else, not Pete Tyler. Slept with someone else. So, Rose was a completely different person, ended up becoming trans. And the doctor would have been, oh, well, we need to fix the timeline. And that could have been based. It would have been accidentally based, but based nonetheless, I would interpret that as fuck. Fuck trans people. But no. They made a big deal about it. Like, they brought Donna back and he made her remember. And he was like, oh, I don't even remember what the context for this is, but it was like, you don't get it because you're not a woman anymore. Yeah, but even if that made sense, like, the fact that he was a woman, he still he didn't lose his memory. Like, he still remembers everything that Jodie went through. So he's going to remember that experience. So no, it's got fuck all to do with being a woman. So, I will admit, it is somewhat based because they do say, basically, like, that consequences be damned on Donna remembering everything. Oh look, she's not dead yet. Maybe she won't die. Maybe the doctor got it wrong. That's based. Just the presentation of it is terrible. The new TARDIS as well sucks. It's way too flashy. It's Disney flashing their money because Disney they're producing it now. And if this and the children, I didn't talk about the children need special. I don't think in any video. Children Need was on last week, and there was just a sketch of David crashing into Scarrow, and Davros is there building the very first Dalek. And the doctor just accidentally comes up with a lot of different iconic parts of the Daleks, like their name, the fact that they say exterminate, and also the plunger arm. And Davros he's walking, and you can see usually he's in a wheelchair and he's blind. And I thought, right, this is obviously very early in Davros's history. Like, if you were to put the timeline of Davros in chronological order, this is probably the second thing we see of him. The first being that one time the Doctor rescues him when he's a boy. So I thought, right, I don't know what ended up leaving him in a wheelchair and blind. But obviously this hasn't happened yet. But Russell T Davies said that, this will act as a soft reboot for the show, and part of that reboot now is going to be the fact that Davros, I guess, was just never blind and never disabled. And he said, oh, there's always connotations of disabled people being the villain. When have you ever seen a disabled person be the villain? Yeah, you might have villains with, like, scars and shit. But the point behind that is that a lot of the time, the villain is just like the hero. But their circumstances are just a little bit different. And it's how they react to those circumstances that makes the difference between a hero and the villain. I'm trying to think of an example, but I can't think of one. Right. Batman and the Joker. Now, they were going off of the Arthur Fleck story. Man is oppressed all his fucking life. Now, let's just ignore the fact that, yes, really he's been mentally ill from the start. He got that from his mum. Let's just say that he's been normal his entire life. But just the events of that movie just made him snap. Now, obviously, Bruce Wayne wasn't oppressed because born with a silver spoon in his mouth, or hand, whatever the term is. But the death of his parents, it did fuck him up. And that's why he became Batman. He took all that negative stuff and he turned it into good. Whereas Joker turned all his negative stuff and turned it into evil. That's the difference between them. And yes, it doesn't happen in the Joker movie, but a lot of times Joker falls into a vat of acid. And look at the Barry Keoghan Joker. Like, that would be horrible to live like that. So, having a scar, I wouldn't call that a disability. I don't know if it legally is recognized as one. But I can't think of any villain who has an actual disability. Maybe there are some, but I mean, I thought the whole point of diversity is diversity. Like, you know, if we have another Bond movie and the villain is trans, that's not like you're not gonna go, oh, there's always connotations of trans people being evil, because that just isn't true at all. And it's not that they're trying to say that trans people are evil. It's just diversity. So I just really hope Russell T Davies hasn't gone shit. Like, his writing on seasons 1 to 4 were amazing. But I just really hope that he hasn't, in the 13 years that he was gone from the show, I just hope he hasn't, like, turned into a terrible writer. Like, I hope that... I don't know what they're going to do with Rose, but I hope that whenever he's gone, they don't do something else. I hope that it's like, Shitty Guy was like, oh, I'm a black man now. We need to make black oppression stories, because, yeah, I mean, Shitty Guy fled the Rwandan genocide. Now, I don't know who... Excuse me, I don't know who's responsible for it. It could have been a civil war. It could have been the white people. I don't know. But they shouldn't reflect it in Doctor Who.